Hey, it's Tom. Wait a minute. Get this bad boy opening. Hey, much better. Over the past few years, I've been fighting against the digitalization of our lives. I mean, I love the smartphone. It's such a powerful, great tool, but I just feel like more and more it's just been absorbing me into it and just taking away from my life. I've tried to digital detox so many times, either by turning my phone on black and white or using a minimalist launcher or using a minimalist launcher in black and white, but it's just never worked. Old habits have always seemed to creep back in, so I was like, right, how do we just bite the bullet now? How do we end this once and for all? And so I bought a flip phone. It's a pretty shit one. It cost me, I don't even know, I think like 20-30 quid. It's a Nokia 4G flip, and it's running KaiOS if anyone's interested, which is a pretty decent middle ground kind of flip phone operating system which combines useful apps like maps, like I can accept those are useful things to have on a phone, but also it takes away the distractions of Instagram and Snapchat and the stuff that I actually had a problem with. So the rules were simple for this challenge. Number one, absolutely no smartphone except for Snapchat. We will get into that one soon. That sounds like a cop out, and it kind of is, but anyway. And number two, I had to use a flip phone for absolutely everything else. So yeah, let's get into the video. So the challenge started off pretty simple. I mean, I had to get used to T9 typing, which isn't actually that hard. I mean, everyone says it's so difficult, but in reality, like, it's pretty easy to learn it. And actually, when you get good at it, like I'm a pro now, it's actually pretty damn fast, and I'm just tapping away shit, and actually it's pretty cool. And also, I found that because you kind of consciously have to type in every word so much more than on text, you sort of think about the text you're sending much more, which is a kind of useful thing to have. I'm not really sure. But anyway, what I realised is that so many of my friends use Snapchat, and this isn't a problem for a lot of people because the flip phone does actually have WhatsApp, but I mean, no one uses that. Everyone uses Snapchat. My girlfriend uses Snapchat, my friends do. I'm in a lot of Snapchat group chats, and I realised that Snap in reality was such a tool for my real life social interaction that I just couldn't really give up. So that's why rule one exists. So I can use Snapchat to organise real life meetups, but other than that, not really. I deleted everything else off my smartphone, so yeah. But yeah, anyway, with that out of the way, I could get into the real appreciation of the benefits of the flip phone. So the first major benefit was the huge increase I found in my time. So like, even normally, I'm not someone who uses their phone that much. I think my screen on time daily is about 3 hours, even on the whatever it's called, smartphone. But I kind of found that even with that, I would just have so much more time in my day. Like, I didn't realise how deeply rooted procrastination and smartphone use was in my life, and not even in the conventional sense. Like, normally procrastination is this thing about avoiding work by doing something else, but I found that I was avoiding boredom, and this was like the major problem. Like, what I found out is that humans just, like, because of all this smartphone use, we're just not capable of dealing with boredom anymore. We avoid it in any way we possibly can, and this kind of just destroys us. Like, when I first started off with this, I mean, it was really hard. Like, I was sat on that chair over there, just doing fuck all during my days, like, bro, this is great, then, isn't it? That's what I was doing. I was like, man, I mean, there's nothing to do. Like, it was boring, and I couldn't cope with that. And this is what I realised, and I started getting angry and like frustrated, and I was like, shit, you know, like, our phones have just fucked with our minds so much that we can't even sit anymore. Like, what did people used to do before phones and things like that? They just sat there, and we just don't have the capability of doing that anymore, and that's what fucks us. And then what I started to realise was that actually boredom is such a powerful motivator, and we miss out on that so much in our lives. Like, when I was sat on that chair, I was just like, man, I would literally rather be doing anything right now than being sat right here. So I started doing shit. I mean, I was working, like, I started playing my instruments again, I started working, yeah, I was like reading so much more, doing these things that actually enrich my life so much more than just like flipping through Instagram or something. And that was so brilliant. Like, I even started running. I don't run. I'm shit at running. I hate running. I fucking hate it. But I started running because of this challenge. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. Then the second thing I realised, which is pretty big, was how like auxiliary phones are to everything we do. So even when we're not using them, we have them there next to us constantly. So when I'm working, I'll have my smartphone there, or when I'm eating, it'll be there playing a video, or when I'm cooking, it'll be there next to me. and I'll be scrolling through it, and it's kind of this like routine, pick it up and do something on it. And yeah, I mean, I never realised that was such a big issue. Like, I bet, like, if you're not using your phone to watch this video, I would be willing to bet money on the fact that it's probably at least within a metre of you. And this is the thing, our phones are always right next to us, which means that whatever we're doing, we're never like really focused on it. Anything we do is always a kind of multitasking like affair. Because even when we have a main action like cooking or like reading, which is supposed to be the big things in our life, like the interesting parts of our day, we have our phone there and we kind of routinely check it, and this just pulls away from the main thing that we're doing. We are always multitasking. Like, why is it that we can't even eat food anymore without our phones there? Why is it that when I'm eating I have to have a YouTube video on or something like this? It's like, food is supposed to be pleasure, and it's supposed to be something that you love to do, but we kind of just distract from the experience all the time with these phones. It's mad to me. And using the flip phone just doesn't have that same draw. I mean, there's not much to do on it. I downloaded Tetris and that was good for a day, but then I deleted it because I was like, you know what, this ain't that great anymore. It just doesn't have the same addictive draw. You don't habit check it. There's nothing to scroll through. There's no like, I mean, like, once you've checked it once, there's no point checking it another 5 minutes later because there will be nothing new on it. Like, that's a guaranteed fact. And that was so brilliant because it meant that even if I did check, I'd check for a second on the outside screen, put it down, and then I'd get back to exactly what I was doing. And that was brilliant because it meant I was so much more present in everything I did. I started to enjoy every tiny little aspect of my life. Everything I was doing, I was fully engaged and fully focused in it. And this was a huge game changer in social interaction. And something I realised when I was out with friends is that everyone is always on their phones. And I was just sat there with a little flip phone. And yeah, I was getting questions like, why the fuck are you using that dumb phone? But I was like, you know what, man, I don't even care because I'm chilling right now and I'm vibing and I am in the moment while all yous are on your stupid phones on Snapchat and Instagram instead of just enjoying the exact specific moment that you're in. And that was big. And the last one is really hard to describe, but it was kind of like the flip phone acted as a catalyst for further simplification in my life. Because our smartphones are these tools, they're these Swiss Army knives that do 1,000 different things. They have notes app, like music players, and it's kind of like we forget that there are specific things that have been crafted over hundreds of years to do that exact thing. And the smartphone, it kind of just dulls the experience down. I mean, it's really difficult to explain, but like I started writing in notebooks more or listening to vinyls, getting Dire Straits on the vinyls. And these are things that I took like so much for granted on the smartphone that, I mean, they're just kind of boring and shit, but actually they brought so much like variety and the spice to my life. And that spice was pretty cool to have, to be honest with you. Like, it's a difficult thing to explain, but all these tiny little things like writing in my notebook, like, they just brought me so much pleasure. Like, it's so difficult to say, but like, that's what I'm trying to say basically. And then of course, there's the best benefit of them all, and that is, you want a what? Get the fuck out of here. So, to conclude, am I still using the flip phone? And the answer is, well, kind of. So my SIM is still in the flip phone, so I am using it in that sense. But I've gone back to using my smartphone when I'm at home just to chat with friends and use the camera and the video to take pictures of my cats, which is pretty vibey and something I missed a lot. So yeah, I mean, that's good. But I'm still using the flip phone when I'm working, when I'm going out. And that's why I do consider this challenge a huge success, to be honest with you. This flip phone it's enriched my life to some crazy amount that I never expected it would. I found I could still get the benefits from point one by just banning myself from social media during the day, like YouTube or Instagram, video on that one pending. And also that I could still get the benefits from point, I think it was 3, by carrying on to use my notebooks and my little analog film camera and all this stuff. I could still get the benefits even with my smartphone there. Basically, it was brilliant, and I would advise any one of you to try this challenge out. So get yourself a flip phone. They are cheap, man. You can get them for 20 quid on Amazon if you want like a new one, or just go to any thrift shop, go to eBay. You can find them for £2-3. Like, you're probably going to be paying more on postage for the actual phone, than the actual phone. So it's just great, and like, for something that enriches your life so much, especially when you're out or working or with friends, something that can just like bring you so much focus during life, and also something you're not going to give a shit about losing really if it costs £2 when you're out. it's big, man. Yeah, just try the challenge for yourself. Honestly, it'll be a game changer. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. My name's Tom, and I mean, this was the first video on the channel, and yeah, I mean, this is something I'm going to be trying to be doing now, kind of like on a weekly basis, sort of just like documenting my whole life. And yeah, we will do another video though, an introduction video, a hello YouTube video coming soon to explain more of this. But yeah, that's the basic outro. So goodbye, like, subscribe and comment if you like the video, and there we go.